How you doing, brother?
Hey, how are you?
Man. Hey, yeah. Beth is waving, saying, hey. We got to get you up here sometime or another, man.
Yeah, definitely. I got to get up that way at some point.
Yeah. Well, you go everywhere else. I mean, you're in Venice, you're here, you're there, and everywhere else. Life. Sometimes I'm talking to him, and he's like, hey, man, sorry I didn't get back with you. I just got off the boat.
In Greece.
In Greece. Yeah.
The web is always a little funky over there.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss,
Well, I wished I could say I know, but I don't. So, there's that, But, hey, man, we just want to say thank you so much for believing in Tiki Man Radio and coming on as a sponsor and helping us to help you. And that means a lot to us that you reached out to us.
Yeah, man, it's great. Something new for me and something good for everybody, I think,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Beth was talking about your studio earlier, and there it is.
There it is.
There it is. Does that look familiar?
It kind of does, yeah. The lighting's a little different, but yeah.
Yeah.
There's the booth. I think I stood in there.
Yeah.
All those drums in the back. Oh, my.
That's drum kit of the day, apparently.
Yeah. Well, for those that don't know Alan Jax Bowers and would like to get to know you, tell us a little bit about what it is you do.
Well, I'm a drummer, a percussionist, producer. I work out of my studio here. A lot of what I do these days is remote drum tracks. How we make records has changed, as you know.
Sure.
You used to have the band and everybody, and at least the artist and the rhythm section and the producer in the studio. But now, 95% of the time, it's just me here.
Yeah.
And clients send me their songs, and I put the drums and percussion to them and send them back. Sometimes they send me the finished product to mix and master. I still go to other studios to record, obviously, drums and percussion and all that, but I work mostly here now, besides traveling the world. So it's an interesting mix of being 100 feet out my back door or being 2/3 of the way around the world on a given day.
Yeah. So do you just, yeah, absolutely. So do you just, so do they have an idea they have for the song, or are they looking for your input to lay those tracks down?
It depends on the client. Sometimes I get, the song is all basically pre-produced and recorded properly, and sometimes even some of the final, guitars or stuff are already on there, and then they put the drums under it, and then they pile everything on top of it. Other times when clients come here, or even sometimes remotely, they send me the idea of the song, and we kind of bump our heads together and get a final form, and we make a chart, and then we cut it.
Yeah.
So it's one extreme to the other. Sometimes it's in the middle.
And how long does the process take?
Oh, that depends. I mean, that could bouncing back over the internet is always time consuming. But working with Beth being there and working with Dave and Beth and a lot of the producers I work with and artists, sometimes it's, you walk in the room, you get handed a piece of paper, you sit behind the drums, and a half hour later, the song's done.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. Sometimes with Jax, I'll say, sometimes it's 4 minutes. He looks at the chart.
He's like, what else you got? I got another couple hours here. Yeah. I got
Dave's favorite line is, okay, we got a track. Next.
Yeah, I got a flight to Italy here in about 3 hours. What else you got? Yeah.
Someday.
Well, that's cool, man. I mean, it's obviously it's a it's a gift that you have to be able to hear that music and to add things to it to make it better or whatever. What about the drum selection? Is there do you have like several different types of drums that you use based off of the client or the type of music?
Well, I don't know what you can see back there. There's actually 8 drum kits back there from left to right, and whichever one I use at a given times. A lot of times I'll use the same kit, like that red one there that I just got it arrived here while I was in Greece. Mm-hmm. I just used that for your songs, Beth.
Yeah.
I'll keep one kit set up for a little while, but believe it or not, to tailor to each song, I'll change the snare drum and whatnot every song to give this song its own character, its own sound. Yeah.
Which I think is important. I mean, like a Jimmy Parrish sound is a Jimmy Parish sound. A Sam Rainwater has a different sound. So they want that to kind of fit into. They may or may not. I mean, I don't know. You're the expert, but I would think that they have a style that they like that fits into their type of how people listen to their music.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And sometimes the producer actually steps in, or the person who's writing the song or tracking the song, and they have an idea of a specific, say, snare drum sound or cymbal sound, and I got a lot to pull from, and we just find the sound, and that's what we use.
Yeah. And does it get difficult sometimes with depending on are they asking for something that just doesn't sound right in your ear?
Well, I have a lot of different sounds, between 8 drum kits, 20 snare drums, cymbals. I think I have about 60 of them. Sometimes it's I think I have a lot of the sounds, but sometimes it's getting what the artist wants.
Right. Yeah.
You have to have the same vernacular, and if he's saying bright but he's really thinking dark, it's trial and error is what I'm getting at.
Well, what is the process? I mean, because now that you're advertising, getting your name out there, getting your brand out there, you probably will be having people reach out to you that you've never worked with before. Is there a process like a first date kind of thing? We got to meet, have a drink, and kind of get to know each other, or what?
Sometimes it's virtual like this. Sometimes, you just get together and have lunch and do it old school.
Yeah.
But other times we just, client shows up or the tracks show up and we bump our heads together and come up with the track. Yeah. Sometimes there's a lot of back and forth, with sounds and sometimes tempos. Okay, let's try this. Oh, that's too fast or that's too slow. So it's not always, you don't always get it on the first shot.
Yeah.
But you get it.
That's interesting. I mean, how the whole process comes together, and what they're looking for, and trying to explain to you, and then once you hear the tracks that are laid down, you're right. I mean, the music business has changed so much over the last. Next year I'll be doing radio 10 years, and it's amazing to me just how much it's changed in the last 5 years, and. For a lot of ways, I think it's gotten better and easier to do this stuff, right?
On your end, I don't know about mine. Because I get better importing stuff and exporting stuff. And if you're working with good people, everything works properly. But yeah, it's still at the end of the day, the hardest part, I think, of what I do, whether the client is in front of me or across the globe, is reading what they want. And because sometimes, like I said, they're not saying what they're thinking, and vice versa. So it's complicated, but you bounce it back and forth, and the product comes out at the end the way it's supposed to, and that's my job. So it's good.
Well, and the other side of the business is, hey man, we got a Led Zeppelin band in Greece. We'd love for you to come and tour with us for a month. You also do that kind of thing, right?
The Zeppelin thing would be kind of tough for me, as much as I have mad respect for the band and, of course, John Bonham. Yeah. I'm not one of those drummers that can sit down and play all that Bonham stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but traveling, absolutely. I mean, you were just talking about Greece. What I was doing over in Greece on the ship was actually a blues and funk band.
Right.
So, which some people, that's not normally my thing, if you will. So it was neat, because I like, but that's to answer what you just asked about. Different things are good.
Right.
I love when, because if I had to do the same thing all the time, I think I'd get bored.
Yeah. And it was kind of my point that there's different genres that you dabble in from time to time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And do you also have, they reach out to you and say, hey, man, we also need a bass player, or we need this or that or whatever. You also have artists that you're associated with, right?
Oh, absolutely, especially with the remote recording, and even not really much in my area, because I'm down here in Florida now. Although I do have some talented people who live very close to me.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do too. Yes.
Yeah, I'm very grateful to have some amazing people, a phone call or an email away. Bass players, guitar players, steel drummers, vocalists.
Yeah.
I mean, everything you could think of. It's saxophone player. I got everything, which is great. you don't need that all the time, but it's good to have it there. It's in your toolbox.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, it's amazing. With this development of TikTok, right? There'll be a 6-year-old girl playing "Stairway to Heaven," and there's a young girl out there that plays drums, and they're playing all these classics, and they just make it look so easy, and you're like, wow, it's amazing talent out there to really pay attention to it like that.
Yeah, wild. The kids these days,
Yeah. But you're the expert with 30 years experience, and you can't just forget about experience and 20 years producing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you had that studio there?
Well, down here we've been here 4 years. The studio was open just 3 years the other day.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, the best way to reach out to you is how? How can people reach out to you?
My website's the easiest. It's Alan Jax Bowers.
Yeah.
And or social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and all that happy stuff. But my website's out there.
And how did we come up with the name Mudcut Studios?
That happened actually. Probably 1999. Even before I built my first studio, which when I was up north, I built my first studio in 2004. It doesn't mean anything. It's not. It just came to me in a dream one night. I woke up and that's what it was. I wasn't even to the point. It wasn't even to the point where I was like filling out the paperwork to do my DBA and my business, if you will. But it just came to me. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you say that. I was being interviewed one time, and they were saying, it's really cool how you've really laid all this out and really put a lot of work into it. And I was thinking the whole time, if they only knew I just make this up as I go. But so what was the move? Why did you move to Florida? Just to get closer to a lot of the artists, or what?
Well, not really. I mean, we had talked about it for many years.
Yeah.
I love, I was raised up north. I don't really miss the snow, to be honest. My wife does, but I really don't.
Yeah.
But we talked about it for many years, and my wife's folks are down here and whatnot, and a lot of the people I worked with over the years. But it's just something I wanted to do, and then we decided in 2019 to just pull the trigger, and we did it. And but really, what enabled that is exactly what we're on now. It's just so many of the clients. We're doing online stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had clients that weren't even that far from me that used to come to the studio. They were just emailing me stuff now. It's like, why do I drive over there? So after all those years of building that up, it just seemed like I could finally move and make a new facility and basically do the same job I did up north down here and not have to shovel snow and be 8 miles from the beach and so on and so forth.
Yeah. No. It's very cool, man. I think it was a good move for you. I mean, it's important to be where you want to be happy and be doing what you want to do. Otherwise, it's just work, So it seems to kind of work really well for you there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, we appreciate you having a little faith in Tiki Man Radio, and it's amazing how many people that we are associated with, that music that we play, that you're on the drums. You're doing a lot of the tracks, and
yes.
It's just crazy. So a lot of people are already familiar, but we want to get the word out, and we want to continue to build this brand and keep growing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, buddy, we're going to let you fly, man. Thank you so much for being on the show. Is there anything else you want to get out before we let you go?
Not that we didn't touch on, really.
Okay.
And I'll see you guys in November, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't wait to be down in Key West with you and get back down there, have some fun. All of us back down there again. And we're going to keep that thing going. And, Mark Rossi and Dirty Harry's and Rick's Complex, all of them have just been fantastic to work with. We're going to make it even bigger and better in the next couple years. Maybe even shut down Duval Street, have a little stage out there on a Saturday, and it's going to be cool, man. A lot of good things happening, and we're glad that not only are you going to be a part of that, I'm sure you'll be part of that, but you're a part of Tiki Man Radio. So we appreciate the support, and we've always got you back. And you can go over to TikiManRadio.com and click on the banner for Alan Jax Bowers. And that'll take you right to his website and how you can reach out to him.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. All right, buddy. We're going to let you fly and get back to these crazy people I got here in the studio, man.
See you in the hood, Jack. See you in the hood.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Jax.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon, man.
See you later.
See you, brother.
Bye.
Bye-bye.